Hey, welcome to BenUp, where I use my indigenous Igorot roots, adopted American roots, and Catholic roots to navigate through life's messy waters. Hey, today I'm going to talk to you about guns, but through the perspective of spiritual warfare. Before I do that, though, please, I have to ask you, share this video if you like this, because this platform, YouTube, is not, the algorithms are not very friendly to people like me, conservatives, traditional Catholics. We're just not being helped out. So let me begin with saying this. I'm a firm believer in the common belief that it is not the gun or the weapon that is bad or evil. All right. It is the person who owns it or uses it that makes it bad, evil, or even good. And like with all weapons, it could lead to the unfortunate loss of life. It could lead to a fatal shooting. Now, regarding that, let's talk real quick about the fifth commandment, okay? The fifth commandment, we know it as thou shalt not kill. But actually, that's better translated. If you look at the Hebrew, is the word kill, it's really better translated as thou shalt not commit murder. Okay, there's a big difference between murdering and killing. Now, Catholic teaching has always supported the use of self-defense. All right? It has always supported the use of self-defense. But when we think about the fifth commandment and we think about thou shalt not murder, I mean, let's think about the time when Christ brought that up, the fifth commandment at the Sermon on the Mount. If you go to your Bible, hopefully you're using a Dewey Rames Bible. But if you go to that Bible, and it's Matthew chapter 5, I think verse 21, where he brings up and reminds us about that fifth commandment. So in the following verse, verse 22, after he reminds us about the fifth commandment, he adds the prescriptions against anger, vengeance, and hatred. All right. And it is there that I want to segue into a perspective, a spiritual warfare perspective, because one thing I've learned through the many conferences that I've heard from a well-known, respectable, probably one of the more well-known Catholic exorcists today. His name is Father Chad Ripperger. And one of the things he repeatedly talks to us about and reminds us and teaches us is it is feelings and emotions that the devil uses, that the diabolic uses against us. He uses our feelings and emotions. And that's why he always warns us not to live our faith based on feelings and emotions, but to live our Catholic faith based on reason, enlightened by faith. All right. So now, when we're talking about these feelings of anger and hatred, these are feelings. Now, depending on the situation, when one is in a situation and they are in a possession of a gun, all right, and they're holding a gun, you see, when you hold a gun and you know there's the power behind that, okay, if you are possessing any of those feelings, okay, the devil can step right in there and have that work for him. And you may find yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. All right. It's I know a lot of people, you think about the devil being on one shoulder and then the angel being on the other shoulder, right? You see, when you're holding a gun and you're in a situation where all the emotions are high and maybe it's a chaotic situation, if you're possessing those things, and especially if you're not in a state of grace, okay, you can succumb to something that you don't want to happen. All right, you could act out based on your anger, based on your emotions, based on vengeance. And that's something you don't want to do. All right. Now, I just said the best way to avoid that, you make sure you're in a state of grace. That's why, when I say BenUp, it's not good enough just to man up. You need to BenUp, because really, it's a constant battle. Okay, we're always falling. We're weak. We're not perfect. We're always falling, and we need to always, okay, cling to the sacraments, cling to sacrament of confession, and keep renewing ourselves. Try to keep ourselves in a state of grace, because once we're in a state of grace, we can handle situations much better. When we're not in a state of grace and we're in a situation and there's fear, there's vengeance, there's hatred, there's bad feelings and emotions, and we're holding a gun or a weapon, that's not a good combination. It's not a good combination. And let me now segue into something that a topic that can help us, when we're experiencing these feelings and emotions, that can help defend us against the devil's temptations. They can help us defend us against what the devil wants to use against us as our own feelings and emotions. And that is something called sacramentals. Not to be confused with the sacraments, okay? The sacraments are given by God. Sacramentals are given to us by the church, all right? Sacramentals are a very powerful weapon against the diabolic. Sacramentals is there's various forms. I'm not going to get into it here, but check out the link below, because I'll put a link below of a conference that Father Chad Ripperger talks about sacramentals. If you're not Catholic, that'd be a great way to learn about what we Catholics, what's up with all these sacramentals and why we believe in sacramentals. If you're Catholic and you haven't connected to your roots, and the whole sacramental thing is kind of like wishy-washy, like I've been most of my life, this is an important conference for you to listen to too. You'll learn a lot from what Father Chad Ripperger talks about. But one of the sacramentals he talks about, in addition to holy water and holy and incense and whatnot, one of the things he talks about is the Benedict medal. Okay, the Saint Benedict medal. And he talks about the St. Benedict medal, and he teaches us that is one of the medals, one of the sacramentals that the devil hates. Okay, it's a very powerful sacramental. So if you're in possession of a Benedict medal, and add to that, you're trying your best to live a good Catholic life, a sacramental life, and better yet, you're in a state of grace, then you have right there a lot of ammo to defend yourself against Satan and the diabolic. Now, this here is my weapon. It's not my first weapon of choice. My first weapon of choice when it comes to weapons and all is this, okay? The rosary. Okay, that's my first weapon. That's the most powerful weapon, okay, is the rosary. And you want to talk about manning up? You want to talk about bending up? You try praying this every day. Every guy should. It's the most manly weapon there is today, the rosary. Okay, guys, we guys have to understand that. We just have to understand that. Now, I did a video not too long ago about the rosary and how manly men should pray the rosary. So you might want to check that out. So this is my handgun. This is the Beretta M9A3, but it's just not a regular handgun. Okay, it's got a lot of wallop. It's packed with a lot of wallop, because it's armed with the sacramental of the Benedict medal, the Saint Benedict medal I talked to you about. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that because safety is everything, that this empty round, chamber's empty, it's unsafe, okay? Just have to make sure get that across there. But what I did was I put the St. Benedict medal in the hand grips. All right, I customized and put the St. Benedict medal on both sides. All right, you have the one side here, and then you have the other side here. This side here is, I love this side because it has the cross there. And in Latin, it has that crux sacrosit mihi lux, nunquam dracosit mihi dux. Okay, that's one of my favorite Latin prayers. But this, with the sacramental, has just turned this regular handgun into a handgun that'll when I'm in a situation, and this is what I pray for, that if I'm ever in a situation where I have to use this for self-defense, I pray that the Lord allows me with clear mind, clear head, and clear intentions to use this properly. Okay, and one way to defend myself against the devil's temptations is this Benedict medal. All right. Now this Benedict medal, I mentioned it. I'll mention it later again. But this Benedict medal is blessed. All right. Now with these Benedict medals, there's blessings that priests, today's priests do on objects and Benedict medals. But with this Benedict medal, you have to use the old rite blessing, the Latin blessing, the blessings that were used before all these radical changes that crept into the church. Okay, you have to use the old rite blessings. Why? Because it has specific exorcisms in it. In the blessing itself, there's specific exorcisms in it. So you have to use that. I had this blessed. Actually, I just put this together the other day. So I had this blessed today by a wonderful priest of the Fraternity of St. Peter. And he blessed this along with my rosary that also has a St. Benedict medal on the crucifix.
At the fiat omnibus qui eis usuris sunt salus mentis de cordris et in nomine Patris omnipotentis et Iesu Christi Filii eius et Domini nostri et Spiritus Sancti paracliti et in caritate eius dem Domini nostri Iesu Christi qui venturis est de caribus et mortus et de secundum per ignem. Amen. Domine exaudi oratio in mem clamam est divina et Dominus vobiscum et Spiritu tuo remus. Und es omnipotens bonorum omnium largitas supplicis telegamus, ut per intercessione Sancti Benedicti, his sacris numisatibus tuum benedictionem infundas, ut omnes qui ea gestaverent ac bonis operibus intenti furint sanitatem mentis et corpus, et gratiam sanctificationis atque indulgentias concestas consequi meriantur, omnesque diaboli insidias et fraudes per auxilium misericordiae tuae studiant et evitare, et in conspectu tua sancti et immaculate valent apparere, per Christum et Dominum nostrum. Amen. 1, 2, 3.
I would encourage you, I don't know what you have, but whatever you have, to incorporate one of our sacramentals, have that blessed. I would highly recommend the St. Benedict medal. Okay, I don't know, in your stock, whatever your rifle stock, or your if you have a similar hand grip, or you can customize your hand grip, I would recommend you do that. Now, I'd like to show you how I basically put this together and made that. So let's check out how I customize my hand grips. So I hope you got something out of that, and maybe it'll inspire you to do something with your handgun or your weapon. So that's it for now. Again, if you like this, please share it. Okay, and like I say at every video I do, until next time, connect to your roots. Make a Catholic difference. If you're not Catholic, make a difference. Make a Christian difference. Engage in life's spiritual battles, because it's a spiritual war out there. Engage in life's spiritual battles. Don't just women up. Don't just man up. Be like St. Benedict and BenUp. God bless you. Hey, this is Rex. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell button too so you get notified on future episodes. So until next time, God bless you.